Should I start this up?
Yeah.
We're rolling now. We're officially rolling.
If it's anyway going to be edited, then I think it's fine. Just press record whenever.
Yeah.
And then just let it roll.
Yeah. We'll cut this out later.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome,
Ladies and gentlemen,
to the podcast. Without a name for now.
What's it called? You said it was no name.
Yeah, I wanted it to be Conversation Floppers, but
That
Richard...
sucks.
Yeah, you don't like it at all.
That sucks.
Yeah. So, I don't know how long we'll play this, Van Ale. We can definitely not play it this long.
No, it'll fade out. So by now, I'm sure it's done.
Yeah, I'll pause that. Boom.
Okay.
All right, so here we are.
Fix it in post.
Fix that in post. I came to you the other day with a suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted us to try out the podcast thing.
And I said no.
You said no. You were a hard sell. Why did you first say no when I approached you the other day?
Because I think you and we worked together, actually. We met in high school.
Yeah.
So we saw each other every day for like 3 years.
Yeah.
And then a few years after that, we worked at the same company. And
we did.
And then we talked and saw each other every day for another like year and a half.
Yeah. We also went on vacation together.
Yeah. So I'm done, I think.
Yeah, it was just too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this morning I woke up and you were here setting up microphones.
You were still sleeping.
I was asleep.
And I just came in here through my own ways, really.
Care to elaborate or explain?
No, it's just the point is I got in here while you were sleeping and you had no idea.
It was awful.
And you woke up to this podcast setting of sorts.
And now we're doing this podcast.
That's correct. We don't know exactly what it's going to be about. I had a little bit of an idea for it. We'll see where we go with it.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, I'm thinking this podcast, the premise of it will be about conversation starters, conversation openers that people can use in their own social settings.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you've started a new job and you have new colleagues. You're at an after work and you want to break the ice. Feel free to use some of these questions that we're going to be discussing in that scenario.
And this is right off the top of the dome, I think.
Off the top of the dome, I have prepared one question.
I did prepare something. Yeah, so it's not off the dome, I guess.
Yeah, you did, even though you were asleep before.
Yeah.
You just woke up.
Yeah, but I did prepare something in case.
Yeah, in case you would wake up.
Yeah, you would break in here.
Yeah, you knew that day would come.
Yeah.
So you came prepared. Great. So why don't I start this off since this was my suggestion.
Okay.
I'll start us off with a question. I have a couple of them. I'm not sure which one I'll choose. So why don't you pick a number between 1 and 2?
Okay, 1 second. Let me just open up a random number.
Random number generator?
Generator, yeah, just...
Okay. It's only two options, so it's going to be either or.
The minimum would be 1, of course.
1, yeah.
And then let's do the maximum 10. And then if it lands between... And then let's... Okay, and then on the number that it lands on, so it landed now on 6, now the new max will be 6. So 1 to 6 now. Generate new number.
Okay.
Okay, so it generated 1.
You don't have to make it this complicated.
I'll redo it. Okay, there you go. 3. Now 1 to 3. Okay, now 2.
All right.
Okay, a minimum of 1 and a maximum of 2.
Yeah.
So I'll generate a random number just to...
Okay.
Is this how...
Yeah, this is one way of doing it. You don't really need to... You could just choose a number between.
This is... I just don't like the choice of doing something. So
Okay.
2.
2. You ended up on 2.
Yeah. Or the number generator.
You randomly ended up on 2.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. So here's the question is based on an experience that I had.
Oh no.
Last week.
So something with your parents?
No. Why would you assume my parents?
Oh, I thought something with like, I don't know, shotgun shells flying over your head when you wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
Grenades being thrown into your room.
That happened too. That's actually more related to number 1. on the list of questions. So that's true. But this is I was at a coffee shop. It's
okay.
it's
so
well
this
known.
is you starting the conversation now.
No, no. I'm gonna get to the question. I'm just giving you some context that made me think of this question.
So when someone tries to start a conversation with this, they're going to start with this context or just the question.
I guess they can start with the context too.
Okay, kind of lie.
Yeah,
and like okay.
As long as it's like interesting, you can lie. So this is some inspiration too. Like this is a way you could open up a conversation with friends.
Perfect.
New friends. So yeah, I was at a coffee shop. It's well known that I like my coffee shops.
That's true.
It was the one in. Actually, we're gonna bleep this out, but it was in.
Oh, that's a classic Emir spot right there.
Classic Emir spot. Just has a really good coffee, a good vibe, a good interior design. That's actually very important, the interior design.
That's true.
Of a coffee shop. So I was there, and I was there alone. I had been... Sorry?
Of course. You don't even have to specify.
What do you mean?
You were there alone. That's obvious.
Yeah, but like I could have gone there with friends.
I think...
I have friends.
I mean, you didn't ask me.
Yeah.
And I think
I have other friends.
Okay, can you name one by name and street address and...
Okay, just pick a number between 1 and 2.
Okay, just 1 second. Let me just get this number. Okay, let's just one.
Okay, yeah, that's you.
Okay, yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
And then so the other one is 2. So who's 2?
2.
You have a friend, yeah.
To be announced.
To be announced here by name.
No, to be announced because I've still not decided yet who my second friend will be.
Okay.
Anyway, moving on. I was at the coffee shop with myself as company. I ordered a cappuccino from the barista, and this barista was speaking English to me. Fairly common thing here in Stockholm, in Sweden. You meet like international baristas, and I think she had an Australian accent.
Okay.
I'm not the best when it comes to accents. And she was really nice. She was smiling. I was smiling too.
Okay.
I got a little excited.
You thought that she liked you.
I started to think something at least.
Wrong?
Yeah. Okay. Wait. Don't be so fast.
Wrong.
I'm not even finished with the story.
Go on.
So I order it. No, and she's smiling at me, and I'm smiling at her. We exchange a couple of. I know. I don't remember what I said, but I made some joke. I usually do chit chat a little bit with the baristas. And she gives me my coffee, and this is like 30 minutes before closing time, I think. So it's pretty much just me and maybe 2 other customers in the shop. So I go to my table. I'm listening to a podcast.
Of course.
And I'm not doing anything. So I'm just sitting there listening to a podcast, drinking a coffee. Isn't that pretty chill?
Why are you asking? I don't care.
You don't care, or what do you mean? You don't care about the story, or if it's chill?
I don't care if it's chill.
Okay. Anyway,
why did you ask that?
I don't know. I just think that, like, if I saw somebody my age, I'm 27, by the way, which is also a cool age. If I saw somebody just sitting there enjoying a podcast, enjoying a coffee too, a cappuccino, in fact, that would be kind of cool.
It doesn't matter. It's such a normal, mundane thing to do. Why do you think that's so cool?
No, because everybody's always like with their friends, or they're checking their phones, or they're sitting with their computers. And I'm just present. I'm just listening to a podcast.
Okay. But I'm sure at some point you looked at your phone to pull up the podcast and play.
Yeah, but barely.
So why do you think you're the only person who does that?
Because that's usually how it looks. Like you go in, like nobody's just sitting there. I was just sitting there. It's like I know how to enjoy the present.
Okay. I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make you more cool than the people who go there to work on something. Like, what if you're there to sit and work on like a cool screenplay or something? Like you're the next Tarantino.
That's cool. That's the next thing.
Yeah.
Thanks for the suggestion. I'll try that next time.
Please do.
This was a close second though. Anyway, I'm sitting there listening to my podcast, and I'm thinking to myself, can I ask this girl out?
Tough question.
And then, because it's like, and how would I do it? Because this would be a good time to do it, because she wasn't really busy with anything. It's almost empty. They're about to close.
Yes.
So I was like, I can maybe just go up and chit chat a little bit and be like, hey, you're closing soon. Do you want to grab a drink somewhere nearby, maybe? And I didn't do it.
Of course.
Because I wasn't sure if that was acceptable by social standards.
Okay, you were talking so highly of yourself that you were sitting and watching, and you're listening to a podcast while you drank coffee.
Yeah.
You were so much better than everybody else.
Yeah.
Sitting there with listening to a podcast.
Yep, that's right.
Yes. And then you didn't ask someone out because of social norms.
That's correct. I was a bit scared.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to check with some people first. So it's like, this is the question now.
Loser. You wanted to...
That's not correct.
Loser. You wanted to check with people. You wanted to check with people if it's okay.
Yeah.
So you were sitting there drinking coffee, sweating, debating whether or not you should talk to this girl. Yes. And then you were texting people on your phone. You were texting people on your phone, and I can only imagine you were on some kind of forum, like Omegle or something, and going through random people and asking, hey, would it be chill if I asked this girl out?
I'm
drinking coffee and listening to a podcast.
I really know how to enjoy the presence.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't do anything of that.
Of course.
Thanks for the assumption. But I was wondering to myself, and I was like, I'm gonna ask people this, and I'm gonna see what people think. So this is a conversation starter. That was the context. And so my question is, can you, I guess especially as a guy to a girl, can you ask them out while they're at work? A barista in my case.
Okay.
So what do you think? What's like your first thoughts? What do you think about this?
I think barista is one of the no's.
It's a no.
Yeah. I mean, I'm positive that they experience this at least like a couple of times a week.
Yeah, that's what they said on Omegle too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, which job is like the most classic when you think of in terms of like movie like cliches?
Yeah.
Where there's a girl working behind a bar, and then a guy is like, "Hey, we should go out. Like, hey, you have plans this weekend or something?" Just, I don't know, like, I thought it'd be chill if like we listened to a podcast or something and had a coffee or something.
Yeah.
Like, my mind goes to barista.
Exactly.
I'm sure they get asked. It's like the job where you get asked out the most.
Yeah.
So I would say, but that should also not stop you.
Exactly, because I feel like people are always saying, "Oh, that happens all the time to these baristas." I have never been a barista, so I don't know.
No,
but it feels like that never happens.
You flipped burgers.
I did flip burgers.
Did it happen when you flipped burgers?
No.
Of course. Okay.
No. Gosh, I would have loved that.
Yeah.
It was very hostile, actually.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. But yes, I think that you should be able to do it, because we're getting so much into the Tinder, the Bumble, the Rumble, the Grindr, the Happen, all these social media apps to date people.
What's Grumble?
Rumble?
Well, you said Bumble, and then I think you said Grumble and Rumble. Or did you say one or?
I might have. What I meant to say was Rumble.
What's Rumble?
It's like Humble, but more of a bumpy ride.
What's Humble?
Humble?
Yeah.
It's like Bumble, but more humble.
So how does it work?
It's the same thing, but it's like you're not as straightforward. It's more romantic.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
So I just think that we're gonna get too much into that, and we need to have the opportunity to ask people out, even if it's on the job, but in an eloquent way.
As long as you're doing it in an eloquent way, I am happy. You know, because you can't just go up and be like, "Hey, you, me, drinks,
Exactly.
Friday, city, Corona style."
and you walk, and this is playing while you're saying that.
You, me, coffee, podcast.
That sounds like that does sound like a cool date, though.
Oh yeah.
But yes, you cannot do that. That's not appropriate.
No. You had some kind of interaction with her before that, and if you are a good judge of character, and you were actually like thinking, oh, this isn't just there's like a fun chemistry here. Mm-hmm. Like maybe I should just go for it and see what happens.
Yeah.
And then she would probably say, I have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
But still, you would have tried.
I would have tried. And then let's say she says, I have a boyfriend. Mm-hmm. Then what if I'm just like, oh, that's cool. See you around. You have to have a good response. You have to be chill about that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, no problems. Bye. I mean, I guess you would leave after that.
Yeah. I mean, I think for you, that's like a thing. That's like you have this like, you try, and then if she says no, I think maybe it does get to you a little bit, but I think you're better than most people at being like, that's one for me.
Yeah.
Or that's a loss.
Yeah, it does hurt.
Of course.
But you just got to be strong in the moment. So you just have to say something like, all right, that's life. I guess.
That is life. Like, you can't accuse her of lying and be like, hey,
yeah,
show me.
Show me right now.
Where is he? What's his name? What's his address?
I grab her by the wrist.
Stop! Let me go. You're hurting me.
Just show me. So yeah, I think if you know that you are a good person, like if you know that you're not a creep, and you're kind of chill about it, and you're like very casual, and then maybe if she says no, I think you can be like, oh, no worries. Sorry if I made this awkward for you. I hope it's like, I hope you're okay with me like coming back. I hope I can still get my coffee. Like you make a joke out of it or something.
Yeah,
oh
definitely.
yeah, no worries, of course.
Yeah, and then I guess it's kind of like a good experience almost. Yeah, it's like it's not necessarily like, oh, this weird dude who's like sitting really proud looking, wearing his headphones, obviously listening to a podcast, sipping his cappuccino with his pinky really high up in the air.
Oh, that's chill.
And he was really, really proud of himself.
Yeah.
Asked me out. And when I said no, he asked me to prove that I was not lying.
God, she would have probably said yes if I asked her out.
Maybe, maybe. Now, at this point, you'll never know.
Yeah, unless I go back there, which I will. Because I haven't blown my cover yet.
Yeah, that's true. But I think you make a really good argument with you have to be able to, like now when we're online dating so much, I think it's totally okay to ask people out just because it's like, let's change things up here in life.
Yeah, it's like, it's old school, but it's nice. I think. I mean, I would appreciate it if somebody did that to me.
Listen, you're a great guy.
Yeah?
It's never going to happen to you.
That's her response to me. And then I say, oh, no worries. Bye.
You didn't have to say it like that.
Jesus, lady. I could have just said no.
Yeah, but I think you're okay there.
Yeah. I did a little bit of research. You weren't completely wrong about the whole Omegle thing. Because I think I did open like a couple of incognito tabs and search on, I think I went on Reddit and to look up this specific question, and yeah, Jesus, can I just finish my, sorry. You really like beating my self-confidence down. No,
I'm listening.
And someone said that you can't do it on your first visit. You have to be a recurrent customer.
Such a loser, holy fuck.
Jesus. You really don't like this question, huh?
No, go on.
And then, so you have to be a recurrent customer so that you've had multiple interactions and so that you foster some sort of relationship before you go for it. And I'm like, yeah, But who has time for that?
Yeah, why do you want to waste anybody's time?
Yeah, and you don't want to be that guy in old school comedy movies who has like a crush on a barista, and they always go there and order like a shit ton of pancakes and like way too much food every time just because they want to talk to the person.
Yeah, that kind of sounds like a little bit like a loser move.
Yeah, that's kind of like what you would do.
Yeah, exactly. To stake out the place for 5 years tops.
Yeah.
And then if she moves to a different job, you find a way to get there as well.
Yeah.
Like maybe she becomes, like maybe she's just a barista on the side for a while before she finds a job for like a couple of months. And then she works, and then she finds a job in like at some bank or something. And then you go to that bank. You open up a credit card at that bank.
Jesus. I'm going next level.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's way more chill just to be like, maybe on your second visit now, just be like, if she's that friendly again, and I don't know, maybe I doubt she would even recognize you, even know who you are. You know, she'd be like, I mean, you're one face in a sea of a million drops. You know? It doesn't, like, you don't matter at all to her.
Even though people have told me that I have like a unique appearance.
That's true.
So
yeah, you do have that like that Balkan edge.
True.
Go on.
True.
I thought you were gonna play a sound effect.
No.
You regret it?
That's wrong. I wasn't.
Okay.
I'm just like. By the way, to those who's listening, I'm also the sound engineer.
Yeah, the DJ of sorts.
The DJ of sorts. Maybe we'll go there someday, Kaffeverket, and maybe you'll wingman me. You'll go and do that.
Or maybe I'll ask her out first.
No, definitely not.
Why not? I mean, you know, Australian girl. Maybe she's. But hey, well, hey, guys, relax. I mean, what? What you?
No. What I'm thinking is that you go and you do that whole douchebag approach to her.
Okay.
Okay, you go in with that. No, wait, that's wrong. Actually, you go in with this.
Exactly. There we go. Rock and roll style.
Yeah, you're like a douchebag.
Yeah.
And then I go up and I'm like, is this man bothering you? With this like hero music going on.
Okay.
And maybe she'll be impressed.
And then what do I get out of it?
And then you're like,
yo, man, suck my dick.
Okay.
And then everybody's like,
okay. And then what's the conclusion to this story?
The whole everyone at the cafe throws you out.
Okay.
On the street.
I mean, speaking of comedy movies, you know, like a classic. It's like you're Adam Sandler or something, and I don't know, some other guy.
Yeah. You're maybe like Vince Vaughn or something.
Oh, no, I don't want to be Vince Vaughn.
I like Vince Vaughn.
I don't. Let me be Owen Wilson. Can I be Owen Wilson?
Yeah, I guess he does play the douchebag sometimes.
Maybe sometimes. I don't know when.
Like Meet the Fockers, if you remember that movie.
Oh,
he's not really a douchebag, but he's like the former husband or something.
Or like a high school sweetheart or something.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. Anyway, I think we got an answer out of that.
Yeah, that was good.
A discussion. That's that interlude place. I'm thinking if you have a question, I'll hand it over to you.
Yeah, I got a question.
All right, cool.
What have you done for me lately?
Jesus, that's your question?
What have you done for me?
That's such a big question. And also I sense a little bit of like hostility in it too. What are you referring to there? Do you have a beef with me?
No, just what have you done for me lately? I think
what have I done for you? What have you done for me lately?
How dare you turn it on me like that?
Suck my motherfucking dick.
Oh.
Sorry, that was an overreaction.
Yeah.
What have I done for you lately? What have I done for you lately?
It's such a bad
question. Is that all you could think of?
No, I do have something else more mundane, a lot more mundane.
Okay.
What have you been listening to lately?
Oh, listening to lately.
Now, this is open for interpretation.
Ooh. So, because what I'm thinking is like, what kind of music have I been listening to lately?
And that's how you interpret the question.
Yeah, but you're saying open, so I'm thinking like, what are some outside of the box things that I could think of?
Mm-hmm.
What have you been listening to lately? I don't know. My mind's go like I've been listening to music lately.
Okay.
This is a really mundane,
Yeah,
mundane question and mundane answer.
Yeah.
But I still want to say that because I didn't know that Fall Out Boy were still active.
Making new records?
Or actually, I don't even know if that song was new, but I was on shuffle and a Fall Out Boy song came on, and I haven't listened to them since like Thanks for the Memories.
Yeah, and I mean, did you get like a feeling of nostalgia when you heard them? I mean, was it a Thanks for the Memories type vibe?
It was. His voice is like very. Whenever I hear it, his name is Patrick or
both. No idea. I only know Pete Wentz.
Yeah, everybody knows the bassist from that band
for some reason.
Yeah, he just took me back to like 2006. His voice does that.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait, is this also your question? Like, I gave so much context and backstory to my question.
I mean,
you're like, what have you been listening to lately?
Yeah, I mean, you were at a coffee shop. I haven't done anything.
Yeah,
I haven't left the house in 4 months.
That's true. That's true. So you have been. That explains the question.
Yeah, I have no experiences as of late.
Yeah. So I've been listening to Pete Wentz band.
Yeah, of course.
With us, the lead singer Patrick. I think it's Patrick. Doesn't matter. What else have I been listening to? Podcasts, evidently.
Of course.
As we all know by now. And I don't know, like nature sounds. Going on walks, listening to nature.
Yeah, I hate that.
That's fair.
I hate you for that.
That's a fair reaction.
I hate that so much, actually.
I don't know. I'm curious. Like when you say open to interpretation, what are you thinking there?
That was exactly what I meant. Like, I mean, I knew your mind would go to music, so I was thinking, oh, maybe he'll say something about a podcast, make up some kind of like bullshit, like, oh, he was listening to the fucking Bill Gates podcast or whatever, discussing the new
Bill Gates has a
technology or
podcast?
something. No, I don't know. It was just like the Bill Gates podcast.
Okay, then why did
or
you
something.
say that?
I don't know.
If
I
he
don't know what
doesn't
that
have
is.
one.
No, I
If
don't
you
know what
don't
that
know if
is.
he has
I was
one.
just thinking maybe he does some kind of bullshit podcast or something.
Okay.
And then you wanted to listen to like and kind of
Learn
act like
stuff.
you're exactly.
Yeah, I'm a learner.
What have you learned lately?
What have I learned lately? Jesus, what have I learned lately?
Because it's been like 3-4 months now since we've all been, or some of us at least, have been quarantining ourselves. And I'm like, at the beginning there was a lot of like, I'll take this time to I'll take this time to learn something cool. Actually,
I remember that. I was one of them.
How's that gone? How did that go?
In some ways it didn't go at all.
Of course.
In some ways it went a little bit. So I thought about this too the other day. I was like, why did everyone think that now would be a good time to like try out new things, try out new hobbies, to find your passion in life when it's like the most mentally taxing period in our life?
Yeah.
And everybody has to like stay at home and you can't really do things anyway.
Yeah.
So I just thought about that, and it made a whole lot of sense because I didn't really learn that much.
Well, I mean, your computer time goes up.
Yeah.
So maybe you wanted to learn Photoshop, but you've always been like at your job or something, and then now you're working half time.
Yeah.
So now maybe you're like, I want to learn Photoshop.
Yeah. I definitely try that. I did learn a little bit of Adobe Illustrator. I got a little bit sharper in After Effects.
Wow.
Yeah. So I did do those things. not to like the level of expertise that I was expecting myself to reach. I got one of those accounts at like a website where you can like take courses and stuff that are like 30 hours long, and I did maybe like 1.5 hours in total for the duration of like 4 months.
Oh, that's every day?
No, in total, like I did like 1.5 hours of learning over a period of 4 months.
Well, that's good.
I mean, it's that's what your standard is. That's good.
I mean, it's pretty good, actually.
That's a productive couple of months.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't do anything.
Yeah, but did you know that you weren't gonna do anything? Because I was like, I will actually learn stuff now.
No, I had no faith in myself in that regard.
Oh, God.
I mean, I knew, I was like, yeah, sure, I could.
That's what goes on in your head all the time.
How am I booed for that? I mean, it was like, I knew that if I was gonna do something, I would be like, I'm gonna like try this thing, like everybody else is trying, and then give up at some point and just like do the easy thing and like play games and watch stuff.
Yeah. But I mean that makes sense. I think that has been the experience of a lot of people. Even though it may not seem like that here in Stockholm, Sweden, at least.
No.
But you don't see the ones who are sitting at home like you out there. But they're there, but they're home.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna learn something, actually.
Now? You're gonna learn something now?
I think now's the time.
What are you gonna learn then?
How to drive a motorcycle.
Drive a motorcycle.
How about that?
I mean, that's a good goal. It's just a bit out of the blue, it seems like, to me at least.
Yeah, I could drive a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of cool?
That is cool. Not like sitting at a cafe listening to a podcast cool, but it's a close second.
No, that's not cool. But I mean, if I drove up on a motorcycle to that cafe,
don't you dare,
to Café Verket, and I was like, yo, that's my motorcycle outside.
Oh my God.
She was like, oh wow, that's your motorcycle? And I was like, yeah, I got an extra helmet if you want a helmet.
You know what? I feel like this is the moment for...
Exactly right, Umir. Exactly right. That's exactly the guy I want to be.
Yeah, that's cool. So you're gonna learn how to become a new person in a way.
Yeah, or I'm already there, kind of. I just need the motorcycle.
You just need the motorcycle.
I'm already that guy.
Yeah.
But I just need the motorcycle.
Yeah, you're that guy.
I think so.
Yeah.
The guy who comes in and steals, basically. You're like the dorky nerd in the movie, and I'm this like cool hero like Matthew McConaughey in Dazed and Confused.
Oh wow, okay.
And then you're this like loser nerd.
Yeah, I'm more of what's the guy, the young actor, the French Timothy Chalamet? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. He's pretty elegant, you know.
He's like a Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, but imagine that he loses 50% of his like body weight. Yeah, and then that's you.
Jesus. So you're saying I have potential, basically.
Yeah, but you're more like a skeleton man.
Yeah, I'm
basically Jake Gyllenhaal in.
You're always Jake Gyllenhaal in all things. I've noticed. For the people who's listening, Richard is always Jake Gyllenhaal for some reason.
Yeah, but I think he's a kind of a sexy hero.
Is he your number one man crush?
It's possible. I mean, would I trade lives with him?
Would you?
Yes.
Okay.
Would I be happy if I looked more like him? Of course.
Probably.
Would I beg and scrape his leftovers that he threw in the trash?
Yeah.
Just so I could eat something that he share something with him, I guess.
Just to feel that you've sort of interacted with him, or why would you want to do that?
I guess for that reason, actually. Just to be closer to Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Would be would be worth it all.
Yeah, it's kind of like you've made out in a way with Gyllenhaal.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then that's cool. That's cool for me.
That's cool for you. That's great. Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal is cool.
Yeah. Who do you think is the coolest, sexiest man alive that played Mysterio in Spider-Man?
It's maybe a typical answer, but I think I have to say Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, no, he's a close second to Gyllenhaal. He's a close second to Gyllenhaal.
He's definitely on my list. He's at least above Jake Gyllenhaal. But he's cool. He's done a lot of cool movies.
Yeah, he's done a lot of really cool movies, and he's really cool. That's true.
Yeah, and he always seems chill.
Yeah, he's pretty humble. They're both pretty humble.
Yeah.
Huh.
They are humble. So we want to be humble men, basically.
Yeah, I think one day, wouldn't it be an awesome, like, April Fool's prank if one day Gyllenhaal and Gosling were here hosting this podcast?
They're hosting it, and where are we in this scenario? Are we guests? Or?
No, I think we're just, maybe it's like a day off or something.
Oh, wow. How would you react if, because this morning I came in here while you were sleeping, setting things up, apparently. How would you react if Jake Gyllenhaal and Ryan Gosling were here when you opened your eyes one morning and they're setting up a podcast episode?
I'd say, what's for dinner?
What's for dinner?
What's for dinner? I guess. I don't know. That's kind of a cool. That's kind of a cool answer.
That's such a. It's more than a level-headed response to a crazy situation like that.
But I think it's a good way to react. And where are you in this scenario? Oh, you're not here.
No, I'm not here. I'm. I don't know where I am. Huh. Probably at home.
Yeah, probably at home actually, or maybe you're at a cafe or something like.
At a cafe.
That's pretty chill.
Yeah, fantasizing about asking my barista crush out.
Yeah, but then I'm chilling with Gyllenhaal.
Yeah,
Gosling. That's cool.
That would be a cool hangout session.
Yeah. Sorry, it's just there's a lot of it's a small place and 3 people is already kind of a lot. It's just I don't think we can have you.
You okay? Because in that scenario, I would just finish up my coffee and like come here straight away. If you were to tell me that
it's a small place. It's
not so small.
35
it's like,
square meters. It's not so big
35 square meters, and I'm pretty much only occupying like 1 square meter at the moment.
Yeah, but you know how Gyllenhaal likes his space, and Gosling as well likes to.
Yeah,
I'm sure he'd dance or something.
I'm Gosling. Sure they would. They're nice people. They would let me in and like.
But you know how Gosling gets.
Yeah, no, I think he's pretty nice. He would probably offer me to sit on his lap, maybe.
Because he's just
that. Cool like that.
I don't know about that. Just because I don't know if you ever saw. Yeah. I don't know if you ever saw the Nice Guys.
Yeah. It's in the title, The Nice Guys.
Yeah, I don't think you would appreciate that if you did that.
All right. Well, maybe I'll just hang outside and then maybe when they leave, I'll say hello or something.
Yeah, but you know how they get with fans.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if they came here for the podcast, they would.
For my podcast.
For our podcast. For our podcast.
Episode 1 of my podcast.
Episode 1 of our podcast.
All right, that's mine.
That's your what you had a couple of questions, but that was it. That was it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, my question was what's it called? What have you done for me lately?
Yeah, that was number 1, which was a pretty like hostile question.
Yeah,
felt a little bit passive aggressive. Like we have some unpicked bones there.
Yeah, that's true.
And then it was, what are you listening to?
Yeah.
And the third one was, what's your man crush?
No, what did you learn, I guess.
What did you learn? So this is...
Like, what have you done in the quarantine? That whole, like, learning thing.
Yeah.
It's hard to phrase it a precise question, but it was something.
It was a question. So this is these are the questions you would ask, and in that order as well, at an after work with new colleagues. You were sitting at a round table with like 10 people. And your first question is, what have you done for me lately? And the second question is, what have you been listening to?
Exactly.
Third one is, what have you been learning during this quarantine?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And number 4 is like, who's your man crush?
Yeah. Well. Yeah. That's how to make that. Now that's how you make a splash.
That is how you make a splash. That is actually
Thank you.
right there. And you know what?
Thank you.
That's for you, Richard.
Yeah. I mean, come on. Let's not be. You know, I'm like, what? You're gonna go to a new after work, and I would appreciate at an after work if someone was just like throwing out random shit.
Yeah.
You know,
you're just spitballing. Yeah. Like you're getting it going.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's easy to fall back on like, what was your so how was your first week of work?
Yeah,
and you're like, oh, it was really nice, and then this guy was he was nice, and like, I understand that.
Yeah,
but it's also like, let's get to know each other.
Yeah, it makes me it reminds me of that one situation a few months back, pre-COVID, when we met. I had met some people at a meetup through the app Meetup. And then you joined us for a drink with those people later that night, and we'll bleep out the name of her, but
of course
she came in. One of the people from the meetup, she came like 2 hours late, maybe 3 hours even.
It was like 2.
Yeah, let's say 2 hours late, and we're all drinking, but she's not drinking even. And her first question, one of the first ones, I think, or at least early on after coming.
And there was no like context to this either. It was just like,
yeah, it was just like, what was it? Just, I think it was just, what's your favorite sex position?
Yeah, and it was, and like that's how you, that's too far to go on an after work.
That's too big of a splash.
Yeah, don't ask new people that. But if you're chilled at a cool place, and you're with cool people, then
she came in with that attitude.
Now that was a
what's your favorite sex position?
Yeah, and then we were stumped.
We were stumped. It did open up the conversation.
Absolutely, yeah.
But man, imagine just coming into like a room with new people, and your first question, one of the first ones, is, "What's your favorite sex position?"
And that's how you make a splash.
It is. So maybe just start off with what have you done for me lately?
Yeah. Or maybe your thing was better, I think.
Yeah. Just a full-on story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think, what do you think? Episode 1.
I think it's good. I mean...
how long do you think we've been going for?
50 minutes.
It's pretty close. Actually, it's around 43 minutes.
43 minutes for the 43 podcast.
43 podcast, the new network coming soon.
Yeah,
we got to think of a name and stuff like that for the podcast. Any parting wisdom?
Be Kind, Rewind.
I haven't seen that movie.
Yeah, it's good.
It's a good movie. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.